I love drama. I love drama on this channel, but let's take a look at Clay Bro's new video on Shiba Inu and what exactly it proves, what exactly it does. Shiba Inu has been on the rise lately, and I've been talking a lot about Shiba Inu because there's been a lot of drama on it, and Clay Bro was actually blocked by one of the SHIB team members, and that's very unfortunate. But what I do know here is that it's not over for Shiba Inu. There's still tons of potential for SHIB and tons of excitement. So what I do think SHIB will improve in the following days is basically seeing a massive scale of investors either being very excited for the new update in December or New Year, or being very disappointed. This is the second scenario. Like, a lot of people could be very disappointed in the Shiba Inu bull run price levels and things like that. And that's one other thing I'm worried right now. So that being said, what will happen with Shiba Inu in the following days is something unprecedented. Like, anything at this point could surprise me, could shock me. But that being said, does seem like SHIB is just getting started. It's like it's still pretty fair. It's still doing pretty well. Nothing's wrong with SHIB right now, and I do think there is opportunity for SHIB still to see that growth. But again, the developers need to do something, and Claypro is fairly frustrated because the Shiba Inu team is not doing enough burns. There's no announcements, thing like that. So how is it going to compete with the other big projects like Snack, like Bong, they've been seeing rise, even Pepe? Like, some of these tokens will catch up, and they will have to catch up soon after. The Shiba swap is not getting enough volume because DeFi has been destroyed. So basically their exchange is not getting enough money. It's probably getting like 3K a day or like 2K or 1K a day. So it's not getting that much from commissions.
Largest source of excitement surrounding Shiba Inu coin, the ecosystem, really any cryptocurrency at the moment, is the fact that Shiba Inu coin burns are finally taking off. Everybody is on the edge of their seat, wondering what is going on and why this SHIB has not been burned. Now, it is interesting that we're getting a few responses from these Discord moderators, from Lucy, the chief marketing officer of the Shiba Inu.
So yeah, this is the problem. So he's been very vocal about this. People are frustrated in that sense. People are frustrated about SHIB not seeing the price levels it really deserves in reality. So that's one factor. But I do think there is still potential for SHIB to see some sort of recovery. Now, how big this recovery is, nobody's sure. Nobody knows. I do think Shiba Inu's price levels are still like kind of wonky right now.
These people continue to treat the community the way that they are treating them. So Satoshi, man, let's get our act together, let's build something great, and let's not talk down to everybody who utilizes this ecosystem, because if you truly want Shibazens, you don't want to revolt. And you guys are 2 steps short of that happening. Now, we're going to be going over an article that kind of summarizes what I discussed this morning, the posts from Lucy, the posts from Da Vinci, and breaks it down a little bit.
So yeah, Lucy has been one of the team members, and again, I don't want to call out specific people. Seems like they have a drama between Claybro and Lucy, and I think there's 2 sides of the story. From what I remember, the drama was basically she said that the burns don't help, and she has a fair point, and also Claybro has a fair point. The burns really don't help affect the price, but they do affect the hype. And I think this is where the real money comes in. When people are hyped about the project, they're going to talk about it more, they're going to promote it more. But necessarily, the 25K burn from selling bone, which could hurt, is not going to help. And I think there's been some miscommunication with the Shiba Inu team in that matter. Like, there's been a lot of miscommunication in the team. There's been a lot of corporate takeovers, all of that. And people weren't wanting to hear any of that. Like, corporate takeovers are never good. But I know a lot of people, like a lot of the SHIB X team, launched their own token. I don't know how it performed, but people were definitely frustrated. And SHIB isn't like in the spotlight anymore. There's like a ton of competition coming for SHIB. So might have hit on morale, might have hit on their morale as well. Like, the people could afford anything. There was a ton of money flocking in. Now, 2nd year in, 3 years in, SHIB is still kind of like just passing by, you know? And the developers, you need to like develop stuff. If you want to like make it in this crypto industry, you got to do tons of stuff. You got to do tons of updates, and it's a hard challenge. It's a hard challenge to grow in the bear market, or at least to keep the price alive. And I also feel like the developments they had, they weren't that much of a game changer. I'm not saying they didn't try. They tried new things, but people didn't care much about them, and they should have focused on burns instead. Make it like the main marketing thing. Hey, look at my burns. Like, that's so exciting. Like, ooh, that's so cool. Exactly. So that being said, don't think enough people actually cared about the small stuff and just wanted to focus on the burns. Like, if you could get people hyped about that, if you could get people to talk about that, I think that's where the real money came in. But again, like, it's just it was just a disaster, you know, because it was a big project and it ended up becoming so much more smaller than it could have been.
So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. Let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2023 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a pro. We are here every single day. We are growing our portfolios together. Now, look, if you guys are brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you got a link in the description below for Webull. It is super simple to set up your account. Any deposit, you guys are getting at least 6 free stocks, up to 12 free stocks, and you're going to be earning 5% on your cash balances.
So that's pretty cool, but I want to know, like, I know he promotes shirts here. He has a pretty awesome shirt collection, though. Those shirts look cool. But I want to know the juicy details, the drama. Where's the drama at?
Those Shibarium fees, they didn't bridge any of that over. They pulled.
So that's the truth. That one thing I agree with. I think it's also hard to bridge it, but that doesn't make a good excuse. If they say they're going to bridge it, burn it from Shibarium, they actually burn it from the liquidity pool. Imagine like buying a gift for your grandfather and like taking money out of his wallet to buy the gift. It's the same thing with SHIB. Like, you took out of the community's wallet and liquidity pool instead of like Shibarium itself. So that wasn't quite the correct thing that it should have been done. But there is like excitement in a sense. Like, there is stuff happening for SHIB. And mostly, like, I do think there is potential for Shiba Inu to see some more growth in the next few days. But first, has to focus on the big numbers, on the big boy numbers. Like, what can it do? What can it provide? How can it solve the big problems? And I definitely do think there's potential in that sense, but I just want to stay like hyped. I want to stay updated about with SHIB.
That directly out of the Shiba Inu coin, Shiba Swap liquidity pool. And very strange. Right, very strange activity there, that they did not wait to bridge that over, but they dipped into the...
I think it's just like simplicity. They did simplicity and didn't think that much. But people were frustrated, and people do notice. Like, people will complain about that. That's for sure. And this drama has been going on for a few days now. But I still talk about it here on this channel. So if this is something that you're interested in, smash that like button as well.
The cookie jar. So what do we have here? The team behind Shiba Inu coin. That's a false statement by this article already. They are not the team behind Shiba Inu coin. They did not build SHIB. They did not do anything for SHIB. They are simply marketing to Shiba Inu coin holders. It should say the team behind the ecosystem. Now, they explain how the community...
So yeah, they're building a product for SHIB. They didn't make the Shiba Inu. I know the Shiba Inu original developer actually retired. His name was Ryoshi. So Ryoshi retired a long time, and some people were speculating it's actually Satoshi. I think the market project was taken over, and the original guy, he had so much SHIB he didn't like care at this point. He became a multi-millionaire, or I don't know if he sold, if he didn't sell. Anyway, like, seems like he had enough of the project. Maybe he had life stuff to do. I know the SHIB project was done for fun at first.
Community can contribute positively to ongoing Shibarium-powered SHIB burns. And I'm going to ignore that part because it simply says use Shibarium. That's nonsense. Recall that
I don't even think people know how to use Shibarium, and I said that in my previous video. I still stand by my point. People don't realize how to use the blockchain. It's problematic. People don't know what BNB is. They literally know what Ethereum is, and I think it's like a token. They don't know it's used for gas fees. People on Shiba Inu, they don't understand these basics. And how can you tell people use Shibarium? No, it just doesn't work, and it probably won't work because people, they don't want to use, like, they want to make SHIBs go up. It's kind of sad, but it's true.
Shiba Inu coin completed its first burn on December 4th following a tremendous spike in gas fees. The Crypto Basic reported that the first Shibarium-powered burn totaled 8.24 billion SHIB. As Shibarium fees continued to spike, the team promised to initiate 3 manual burns on December 14th, 15th, and 16th. Now, that's a true statement. However, it only burned 8.6 billion SHIB on December 16th. Now, despite these burns, some community members have urged the team to execute the 2 remaining manual burns. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody in their right mind would urge them to burn the rest, and I beg you that they better be higher than 8 billion, because if they are not, they are walking away with a lot of money. How to bolster Shibarium-powered burns? I couldn't care less about increasing the demand and
Yeah, so I don't think the demand, I think the demand will actually drop a lot. That's the big problem in the following days with Shiba Inu. There is no point for them to actually keep it growing, because the issue is when the bear market hits, now it's all fun and people tested it out. Why would they keep using Shibarium? Yeah, you have lower fees, but they could have just made it on another chain. They could have made it on Polygon or things like that, like on different wormholes they're called. That makes... I just didn't get the point of Shibarium. It took like 3 years to first to release it. You could have put that in other time, but it's already released. So it's like, it works, but what was the point of it? Like, what was the point of Shibarium? To lower gas fees? Yeah, sure, people don't like gas fees. But like, what was the point of making... Oh, so you can have other projects which have the competition of Cardano, ADA, all these big projects, all these big indicators. That's the biggest, like... Is that like the competitor you have? Like, we're going to be competing against Solana now. We're going to be competing... How can SHIB compete against Solana blockchain with the Shibarium tokens? I think that's the biggest problem. How can you convince people to use Shibarium and to buy Bone and to buy all this stuff when there's not enough users for Shiba Inu? I mean, I'm not hating. I think it's a good question. And I think there's potential for sure, like, to see some improvement here. But again, seems like tons of opportunities here, like with SHIB. And I think Matthew Perry said it here perfectly. If the Shiba Inu team actually focused on having a burn, on having like these products that people were developing, that pushing out these incentives, this would be like the best pick of them all.
Mass global adoption and all of that stuff right now. Why would we allow them to accumulate any more if they're not even being responsible with what they have already? Now, Da Vinci posts, "Hey SHIB Army, as someone interested in burns, I expect you to do your research and understand that every dollar must come from holders because there are no keys to the supply. And the developers included every burn SHIBA must be bought." Okay.
I didn't understand this part. I didn't really understand it, to be honest.
Just, it begs the question, what? What does this have to do with the money that they already have accumulated to burn SHIB? Absolutely nothing. To buy, you need to generate income, which the developers have designed as fees on Shibarium. To make this happen, everyone who wants to see SHIB burn should participate, and by using Shibarium, more builders will join and keep the burns going. Okay, you don't have to use Shibarium to be excited about Shiba Inu coin burns. That's just crazy. And
I mean, yeah, that's the problem. Like, it was basically asking people, do the burns and you will have a good time and you will see Shiba Inu go up. No, that's not gonna happen. Like, how can you convince people to use Shibarium to do the burns? People have daily jobs. They're not gonna like stop and say, oh, well, guess today I'm gonna learn how the blockchain works and I'm gonna call in sick to work today and I'm gonna use Shibarium all day and I'm gonna transact back and forth all these transactions, sending it to my friends. The point of Shibarium, its burns aren't really that official. I think most people will stick to Ethereum, and I think that's a big problem. Claybro has a fair point here. I think also Lucy has some fair points, but Claybro has a very fair point. There needs to be an incentive for people to use Shibarium, and it has to be more than, oh, it will burn crypto. No, look at sometimes you have to also force people to burn the tokens. Look at Terra Luna Classic. It's gonna force people to burn the tokens. And I think this is where the big money maker comes in, the 1.5% burn. It's actually incredible. Like, it's gonna burn, it's gonna like not affect the trading volume. It's already proven it doesn't affect the trading volume. So like Terra Classic is trying to get these burns to work, and it has a ton of other potential. And I think this is where the big money maker comes in. But again, pretty long ahead. 3 years later, I'm still here. Content creators, Claypro is still here. Everyone's still here, really. And we're still listening to the same old Shiba Inu story. And it's been like 3 years since the Shiba Inu burn plans, or like it's gonna be almost 3 years, basically 2.5 years now, since the biggest bull run, since people have been asking for a burn. Just let that sink in, guys, how slowly the market is moving.
Anyone asking others to burn their money in hope of making profits and discouraging or not using Shibarium is a scammer in my eyes. Okay, so now if you don't use Shibarium, you are a scammer. That to me is the wildest statement I've ever heard. Anybody not using Shibarium is a scammer. Let me just call that for what it is. Da Vinci, you've lost it, man. You're insane at this point. Anybody who doesn't use Shibarium is not a scammer. It's the dumbest thing. Never mind. Gonna keep it nice. This is how scammers think. You lose money, I earn. Please provide an example of that is how you are not thinking right now. Please provide that example, Da Vinci, because I think that you are thinking that. You are a scammer. Here we go with excuses about Shiba Swap 2.0, etc. That's fine. But wait. Engage in constructive discussions rather than promoting behaviors resembling scam.
This is crazy. I guess what he meant is, if you ask people to burn SHIB, if you ask people to if you ask not the developers to burn SHIB, but if you ask people, to burn their own coins to actually make the price go up, then you are like doing something dishonest, right? And the thing is, there is a ton of potential for SHIB to grow through the developers' work, and they can also make money from this. It's not like, oh, who's gonna pay me, right? There is potential for the SHIB holders, for everyone on the SHIB team to make money. Just make burn-related projects that people will like, that the YouTubers will like to talk about, and then actually get that huge price level chart. So that being said, we do have more potential for this. But right now, it's just incredible.
There's no constructive discussion whatsoever going on by this team. You cannot call for others to participate in a constructive discussion when you yourself are not participating in constructive discussions. Guys, I'm sitting here right now looking at this Shiba Inu coin ecosystem team.
The biggest problem is also the price with Shiba Inu. While other tokens were pumping, it's very demotivating when the Shiba Inu goes down, and I think that's where a lot of people ended up leaving.
On the fringe of losing my mind with how much gaslighting and how much psychological manipulation and how many lies they are spreading. It's borderline insane, but the saddest part is people are still believing it. People are still, oh yeah, it must be a scammer if you don't use Shibarium. Oh yeah, constructive discussions, that's what they're having.
That's why I love Cray, bro. He's pretty funny. And I guess 5,000 people. Let's take a look at this. The development team at Shiba Inu is starting to sound like the dev team that was FTX. Spectre is a team of teenagers behind the Shitoshi nickname. Satoshi will come up with self-pity stories very soon, trying to make community feel sorry for him. No, there was a corporate takeover. Guys, it must be stressful. I spoke to Satoshi a few years ago, and it's very stressful for what he has. Nothing can make it perfect, but I do think the team can improve some things here. They could definitely make some major changes. Like, okay, I get it. It won't be perfect, and like it won't improve so much, but it can definitely make the changes it needs to see. It can definitely do like all these exciting updates. But again, guys, it's a big problem, and I do think there is opportunity here to see more crypto pumps arising. But if you guys want more content like this, this has been a wild video. I know I've been ranting a lot because I care about the Shiba Inu community. I care about the Shiba Inu team, and I care about everyone here. And seems like there's been a lot of disagreements between YouTubers, between the OGs and Shiba Inu, the ones that have been in SHIB for a long time, and those who like are just new to SHIB, just discovered SHIB. Like the ones that are here for a long time are basically saying this is not how Shiba Inu should work, and they're not excited to hear that in that aspect. But again, everything can be solved, everything can be fixed, and I'm not that much worried about that. Like I definitely think there's a chance to see a massive potential in the next few days for SHIB. So I'll keep you guys updated with more news. I'll keep you guys updated with everything that's going on with SHIB. So that being said, enjoy the video and peace everyone.